honestly, seeing those singers going there, became millionaires, celebrities. Why is this? I spent my life doing research with publications and books and you know, but I felt, I think we have a better impact on people. It's more high-level mindset and creativity, and I believe yesterday it was really long, tiring, but it was one of those who you feel you did something. Right. Very good morning, everyone. I don't want to again make your life longer than it should be for today. You're excited to have a long day, but we are even more excited having a very distinguished guest into us, her ambassador, Her Excellency Ambassador Kumutoni. Thank you so much for being with us. Her ambassador is, if you don't mind me reading in here, Ambassador of Republic of Rwanda to the Kingdom of Morocco. Experienced and dedicated diplomat with over 15 years of experience. She is Ambassador of Republic of Rwanda to the Kingdom since October. So welcome, very warm welcome. She also holds a few positions within the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Rwanda, Director General of Africa, and at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation of Rwanda from April 20 to June 23, Chargé d'Affaires at Rwanda High Commission in Canada from March 13 to March 20. That's why you don't feel much cold, I know. Thank you. First Counselor at Rwanda High Commission in Tanzania from June 2007 to March 2011. But all that crowned with being a co-author of a publication on African women in diplomacy, the rising role Kenya, Rwanda, South Africa, and Zimbabwe. Congratulations for that, really. And on behalf of my colleagues around the table here, I would like to welcome you and appreciate your addressing the audience. Please.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. There you go. It's an honor to stand before you today at this important gathering, the Cybersecurity Symposium 2024, taking place here in this beautiful city of Ifrane. Allow me to begin by expressing my gratitude to Al Ahwan University, our host, Carnegie Mellon University Africa, the Upanzi Network, and all the collaborating institutions for organizing this symposium and for their kind invitation. This symposium represents more than just a meeting of mind. It is a testament to our shared commitment to securing the future of Africa in the digital age. And it is through platforms like this where we bring together academia, governments, the private sector, and civil society that we can truly address the challenges of cybersecurity and digital identity on our continent. Cybersecurity is no longer a mere technical issue. It is a strategic pillar upon which the future of our economies, societies, and nations rests. As digital transformation accelerates, ensuring the security and resilience of our digital infrastructures is not just necessary, it is urgent. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, in Rwanda, we have long recognized that our digital transformation cannot thrive without robust cybersecurity. Our vision is clear: to build a connected, inclusive, and secure digital ecosystem that can drive socioeconomic development for all Rwandans while contributing to the growth of the African continent as a whole. Africa stands at the crossroads of unprecedented opportunity. Nations like Rwanda lead the change, positioning themselves as technology hubs through bold vision and decisive action. In this pursuit, and under the leadership of President Paul Kagame, establishing Carnegie Mellon University Africa in Rwanda as a regional center of excellence is both a milestone and a model. CMU Africa, in partnership with the government of Rwanda, has not only catalyzed innovation, but also demonstrated the power of public-private partnerships in addressing challenges unique to our region. CMU Africa has been instrumental in fostering cutting-edge research, providing critical cybersecurity training, and shaping the next generation of leaders in the tech space. As an African hub, Rwanda has embraced CMU Africa's vision of using technology to solve our continent's most pressing challenges. Rwanda has invested heavily in digital infrastructure, recognizing that a secure and resilient digital environment is essential for innovation, economic growth, and the well-being of our citizens. Initiatives like our National Cybersecurity Policy, Rwanda Computer Incident Response Team, the establishment of the National Data Center, and many more demonstrate Rwanda's commitment to achieve a secure digital transformation. These efforts form the foundation of the national strategy aimed at safeguarding our digital infrastructure and empowering all Rwandans to embrace the digital economy with confidence. Rwanda is at the forefront of efforts to bridge the digital divide. We are creating safe, secure, and inclusive digital ecosystems where no one is left behind. This vision is manifested in initiatives like Irembo, a digital platform that provides access to government services for all Rwandans, regardless of their location. That includes Rwandans living in the diaspora. This is the digital future we envision, one where technology is an enabler for development and social inclusion. We have also been proactive in protecting vulnerable groups, particularly children, through policies such as Child Online Protection Policy, which aims to ensure a safe and empowering online environment for our young people. By fostering digital literacy and promoting safety online, we are equipping the next generation to thrive in an interconnected world. Additionally, developing talent is at the heart of our strategy. We are investing in youth education through the Rwanda Coding Academy, which nurtures the next generation of innovators and cybersecurity experts. Programs such as Mentor Her play a significant role in promoting inclusivity. This initiative is a 3-month online cybersecurity training program designed to equip young women with the skills and knowledge needed to pursue careers in cybersecurity. Ladies and gentlemen, as we navigate the complexities of our digital world, we find ourselves confronting a common adversary, cyber threats that evolve at an unprecedented pace. The challenges we face in cybersecurity are too complex to address alone. Cybersecurity threats cannot be addressed by one country or one continent. They do not respect borders. They transcend national, regional, and continental lines. As such, collaboration and partnerships are at the heart of our efforts. Rwanda's partnerships with global and regional organizations, including our active role in the Africa CERT and the first global CSIRT forum, illustrate our commitment to knowledge sharing and collective action regionally and globally. In this spirit of collaboration, today we take a giant leap forward with the official launch of the Upanzi Digital Public Infrastructure Network nodes, welcoming new member labs from the Al-Ahwan University, Wits University, and the University of Botswana. The Upanzi network aligns seamlessly with Rwanda's vision and a powerful testament to what is possible when nations, institutions, and individuals come together. Through these initiatives, we are securing our digital ecosystems and creating opportunities for millions of Africans to thrive in a rapidly evolving digital world. This partnership, along with others across the continent, is contributing significantly to our shared goal, a secure, inclusive, and resilient digital Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, Rwanda's commitment to a digital future is built on the belief that technology should serve the people. Our national strategy for digital transformation is grounded in ensuring that technology serves as an enabler for sustainable development, providing everyone with access to the opportunities that the digital economy offers. We are also committed to addressing the misuse of technology, ensuring that it is used for socioeconomic development and not for harm. In this, Rwanda continues to work with international bodies and other nations to share knowledge and experiences, negotiate common standards, and foster a global dialogue on cybersecurity. Our involvement in global initiatives, such as the Africa Cyber Defense Forum, and our participation in regional data protection knowledge exchanges underscores Rwanda's commitment to both regional and global collaboration. These forums enable us to align our effort, share best practices, and ensure that our collective digital security frameworks are robust enough to address the dynamic challenges of our times. As we move forward, I urge all of us here today to take action. Let us build on the discussions and collaborations of this symposium to invest in research and innovation that is tailored to the unique needs and challenges of Africa, equip our citizens and institutions with skills and knowledge to combat emerging threats, strengthen partnerships across sectors to drive long-term impact and sustainability. Let us seize this moment with purpose, passion, and pride. By working together, we can ensure that Africa does not just keep pace with the world digital advancements, but we lead with confidence, resilience, and innovation. In closing, I want to reaffirm Rwanda's commitment to supporting the collaboration efforts necessary to secure a safer and more resilient digital future for Africa. This symposium is a vital platform for sharing knowledge, fostering innovation, and creating partnerships needed to advance our shared vision. Once again, I would like to thank organizers for the invitation, and I look forward to seeing the concrete actions that will come out of these discussions during the symposium. Through our collective action, Africa will not just be a participant in the digital future, but a leader, a pioneer, and an inspiration for the world. Thank you for your attention.
Good morning. Please help me thank again Ambassador for that wonderful speech and reminding us the importance of collaboration and our commitment to cybersecurity. So one more round of applause, please. Okay, how about we get one like people who had breakfast? Okay. All right, that's much better. So at this point, I would like to invite Professor Sangay, the co-director of Upanzi Network, for his short speech.
As we are launching and welcoming our colleagues from Al-Ahawain, from WITS, and the University of Botswana. Part of the presentation we have seen yesterday, but I wanted to go through some of the details so that the audience has a better understanding of what we are trying to do. As I said yesterday, we started as a cybersecurity lab, a lab that is focusing on security issues that are of relevance to Africa. Security is a global problem, but we do believe that there are issues that are of most relevance to Africa, and it is upon Africans to take care of those issues. That's where we are coming in. We did this for a year, and the ambition grew in two directions. One, beyond cybersecurity, as digital is being seen as a revolution for Africa. We are investigating the technologies that we need to support the digital transformation of Africa. I will come back to that. The other dimension of our expansion, which is really what we are celebrating today, is the expansion throughout the continent. As Her Excellency was saying, the ambition of Rwanda is to be a hub, but not just a hub in Rwanda, but a beacon for Africa. So that's what motivated our Upanzi network, which is actually a network of collaborating research laboratories around the continent, working together on the technologies that we need to support the digital transformation of the continent. And we are delighted today to welcome our members from WITS, University of Botswana, and definitely Al-Ahawain, our colleagues here. So the motivation behind these technologies that we are working on, as I said, digital is seen as the revolution for Africa. And Her Excellency was saying in the final, the closing of her speech, that we need to be deriving that. We cannot keep being followers. We need to be at the forefront when it comes to digital technologies that we need for the development of the world and for Africa. So, but these technologies, they need to be designed, they need to be developed, deployed, and operated in a certain way to make sure that the dream that we have for the digital, helping people, uplifting people, developing the continent, we reach that. If we don't design and implement the technology, bearing in mind people's rights, bearing in mind people's security, making sure that we are not increasing the gap that already exists between the have and the have-not. the people who live in rural areas and the people who live in urban areas, our sisters and mothers who might not have the chance to go to school. If we don't make sure that we are not increasing that gap, then the dream actually might become a nightmare. So we have to make sure that the technology is here to do good and not to harm. So that is the vision of all development actors. And that has led to notions such as digital public goods and digital public infrastructures. In a nutshell, these are technologies that we make sure that they are designed, developed, operated in that mindset that I mentioned previously. So this is a motivation, and this technology, in fact, are already here. So we are catching up. What you have seen here are technologies that are already deployed in countries or being deployed in countries in the continent. So we cannot just sit and wait. We have to act. In fact, action was needed yesterday. So we need to be fast in protecting ourselves. We need to be fast because this technology, they have issues. I won't be going through the detail of this, but security, as we have been talking since yesterday, is a big issue with these technologies. Access, are we making sure that my grandmother has access to this technology? Access to connectivity, but access also to technology that she can connect with. Are we making sure that it's happening? Are we making sure that there is coordination? Because what you see here is a number of technologies that are developed most of the time in silos and dumped in a country. In fact, we have seen one example where in a hospital, we have different technologies that were brought by different grants, but they cannot talk to each other. So each of them is doing one thing for the health, but overall, they are not helping us solve the health problem. So how do we make sure that as we are developing these technologies, we are developing them in such a way that when they end up in a country, in a city, or in one hospital, they can talk to each other? How do we make sure that these are sustainable? Because there is a big buzz today in making these technologies. There is a big effort that people are making now, but are we planning for sustainability? That is important. And technology only does not cut it. Technology has to go with the socio-economic aspect of our life. So how do we make sure that regulation is aligned with technology? How we make sure that technology supports regulation, and regulation also is here for technology. So as we are adopting these technologies, there are challenges that we need to meet. And this is what we want to address. Without going through this list, our goal in the network is to make sure that as these technologies are coming into countries, we are taking care of each of those issues and the ones that I was not able to list today. So this is really what motivates the Opansi network. And I'm happy to say that people around the continent agree around these issues. And today, we are happy to say that the Opansi network has 4 members, and we are piggybacking actually on another network that is being built at CME Africa, which is the AfriTech network, which is a network of higher learning institutions. And Opansi can be seen as one of the implementing wings of AfriTech. And today we are welcoming, as I said, Al-Akhawain, WITS, and the University of Botswana. So what we do, actually, we don't want to be researchers who sit in their lab, invent problems, and come up with cool solutions. We want to be working on things that are of relevance. So that's why we value maintaining a two-way discussion with the relevant stakeholders. This is why we engage with all stakeholders in our gathering, and we are happy actually today to tell you that we have government, NGOs, the private sectors, academia, and people in this gathering. Thanks everyone for coming. So what we do is around activities in the academic sector, research, capacity building, and sharing the knowledge. So I will just list some of the activities, and it gives the floor to our colleagues at Al-Akhawain. So in terms of research, we at the lab in Kigali, so the Upanzi node in Kigali works on cybersecurity. Of course, we were born as a cybersecurity lab, so we look at everything with our cybersecurity lenses. We work on digital public goods and digital public infrastructure. These technologies that I mentioned before that are supposed to be supporting the digital transformation of the continent. Data is important. We live in a knowledge era, and data is really underpinning that. So we work on several projects on data, connectivity. How do we make sure that we build networking infrastructure for people who do not have access today, people in a rural area, for example. We also work on some verticals, health, climate, and agriculture. And as I was saying, we are very interested in the intersection of technology and society, because we want to make sure that whatever we are working on is serving the society. That's why policy, the economic aspect of technology, and the social aspect of technology are of importance to us. In terms of capacity building, we do offer scholarship at Upanzi. So we do have students who joined CME Africa through Upanzi scholarship. We are happy actually to announce the PICO CTF Africa competition. We have something that has been going on in this university in the last couple of days. This is a cybersecurity competition where the aim is to boost and develop cybersecurity interest and skills in Africa starting from very young age. We have launched this year a hackathon on digital ID. We have done the East Africa edition, and today we are launching the North Africa edition of the digital ID hackathon, thanks to our colleagues here at AUI. We do a lot of training for unprivileged people, like refugees. And we do believe that the best way to reach to a bigger crowd is to train the trainers. So we work a lot with teachers and giving them training in ICT and cybersecurity in Rwanda. And of course, we hold a monthly webinar about everything that we do. Lastly, whatever we do in research and in capacity building, we want to make sure that it gets out. It gets out in the field. One way of doing so is what we call externship. So an externship, it's a program that we launched last year where we work with external entities. For example, we worked with a private company. We come together, we identify a problem of common interest, and we get together. We hire student researchers, we co-advise them, and they work on a solution. And this has already led to, I would say, very impactful solutions that enabled us, for example, to scan more than 260 mobile apps that are being used in the continent. And I'm talking about maybe 300 million people using those apps. Another project that we are very proud of is an Africa thread sharing infrastructure that we build in collaboration with Africa CERT, that we are actually deploying in the continent at this time. So that's one. Another one is a professional in residence. So this we are experimenting, and I'm happy to mention our colleagues from Ethiopia today. So we, again, reach out to entities, stakeholders in the, in the field, and we come together, addressing a problem of common interest. And how do we solve it? This time, we let people working in these entities to come in the lab, spend time with us. So that helps us in our two-way learning, because they bring their experience from the field and contributing in what we learn, but also benefit from what we have in the lab. So we have actually at this time 2 people from Ethiopia, for example, working with us. We do have a digital experience center, and for people who are not in Rwanda, next time you stop by, you have to come and visit the digital experience center. This is a place where we showcase technology, where we demonstrate how technology can be helpful and impactful to people. We give first-hand experience to visitors. So whenever you come next time, please come to visit the DEC. And last and not least, as our governments are adopting these technologies, they need neutral advice. So the network in general, universities in general are supposed to be neutral parties in the ecosystem, where people can hear from them, giving their opinion, their most neutral and objective opinion about the adoption of technology. That's the motivation behind the government advisory unit that we are setting up at the lab. So this is the Upanzi network. This is what we do. And again, I am very happy to welcome our colleagues who are joining us in this effort, and everybody who has supported us, the government of Rwanda, CMU Africa, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the MasterCard Foundation, and everybody actually who has been working with us in this journey. Thank you, and we'll be here to discuss more.
All right, thank you, Professor San, for that presentation of the initiatives we have at the Kigali node, Carnegie Mellon University, Africa. I'll just run you through the schedule today, and then I will invite my colleague, Degracious Chigude, our program manager, to run the rest of the session. So we just had a presentation from Carnegie Mellon University as one of the nodes of Upanzi Network. Next, we'll have a representative from Al-Kawain, University of Botswana, and WITS, who will tell us what they plan to do for the next 1 year. And then right after that, we'll go for tea break. We will hand you over to Monica, seated right at the back. We'll have a photo session and networking tea break. After that, we come back for a presentation. Then we'll have a presentation from the ID Hackathon that will run for the rest of the regions except East Africa. After that, we will have a poster and demo session. So that is happening when you walk out and you turn to your left, there's an open area and there's some posters there, and you will be able to interact with the project owners of some of the things that Hassan has spoken about today, and also some posters from AUI as well. We'll then break for lunch and then have the PICO CTF Awards. There was a competition that was running yesterday for 4 hours from 10 to 2 p.m. And we are glad we had a couple of students participate. The numbers will be given by Junius Bono, who's a cybersecurity engineer at Upanzi Network, and then we'll have closing remarks. So without further ado, I'd like to invite Deo, who will run us through their next sessions.
right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Deo Gracias Chugude, and I would like to welcome the people that are here in the room, as well as those online. We have our three colleagues actually, three colleagues that are coming from our different nodes. Both we have in the University of Botswana and also the University of Wits as well. So we're going to be starting off today just to get to know more about what are these nodes, who is part of these nodes, how do we get to know what they do. We have three so far, but we are hoping to expand. And without wasting a lot of time, I want to start off maybe with the people in the room. Can I have Dr. Hauda just starting off with the presentation from your side? And then we'll have the rest of the people online. That's Professor Said and the rest to introduce themselves and then take it on from there. So over to you, Dr. Hauda. All right, maybe if we just have, okay, you present first, right? Okay.
Thank you very much, Madam Ambassador, Dean Al-Majid, Professor Hassan, honorable guests. I'm glad to give the launching share with you the launching of the Digital Innovation Lab, which will be part of the UPenzi network. I could not find better words to start with my presentation than the message shared by King Mohammed V, may God bless him, in his address to participants of the meetings of the African Caucus finance ministers and central bank governors of African countries, where he emphasized the importance of technology. His message included digital technology constitutes a structural shift in our approach to the world around us. And then he emphasized also on mobilizing skilled African resources in order to devise digital solutions tailored to our country's cultural and social particularities. From there, we start the motivation behind the lab. Our motivation is also in line with the Al-Akhawain University vision of offering a platform for the MENA region and Africa to serve as a beacon of technology, of innovation, and digital transformation. Our objectives are around developing innovative solutions or digital solutions for public administration, but also to foster a multi- and interdisciplinary approach with different stakeholders in the country. We want to engage also with communities, because developing innovative solutions without serving communities around us are useless. So engaging with local communities for us to be able to develop solutions that serve the country and also the region. We would like also to provide capacity building and also awareness programs for our communities in order to engage with them and have them adopt our solutions. Of course, we are not doing that by our own. Our major partner is the UPenzi network. However, the lab will be seeking for funding, but also for partners from different sectors, public, private, civil society, so that the solutions that we derive are useful and worthy. Our focus areas will be digital identity and user-centric services or citizen-centric services. Of course, we'll be also operating in big data and AI, using big data and AI, cloud and edge computing. We cannot develop solutions for citizens if they are not secure. So cybersecurity will be also a major focus area, and of course developing e-government frameworks. Some of the expected outcomes will be building a repository of innovative digital solutions for public administration, but also enhancing our academia industry partnership, not only academia industry, but also academia, public, NGOs, and government partnerships. Of course, this will help us to increase the visibility of Al Akhawain University in the public digital sphere, or the public digital transformation, and also contribute to our leadership in the region. We are not starting from scratch. We are building on our previous experiences. As you can see here, we started back with the ICT4D lab back in 2003, and we have developed innovative solutions at that time that served the community of our country, community in the region, and you can see here some citizens communicating in Darija and Tamazight with digital kiosks to request for birth certificates that enabled us to win several prizes, MTS prize for the best e-government project in Morocco. Also some prizes around Africa and around the world given by the UN. So the team will be continuing, and I'm glad that 20 years later, we are coming back and hoping to build with this young generation, and I see here my students that are attending the session, coming back with and building with those students or younger generation new and innovative solutions to help our country evolve and the whole continent evolve. I was asked to not exceed 10 minutes. I hope I'm on time. So thank you. We have created an email address for our lab. So please do not hesitate to contact us. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Hauda, for that. And starting off from the northern part of the continent, we shall be going to the southern part of the continent. We have Professor Said, who will be joining us all the way from University of Botswana, talking about what the node is going to be doing over there. So, Professor Said, can you hear us? Professor Said, can you hear us? You can just say a good hello to the people in the room, so that we know you can. Oh no, that sounds. His mic isn't working. Yeah, so let's just give us a few minutes just to get the sound. Yes, Professor, we can hear you from the laptop, but I think on the bigger speakers, our technical team is working on it.
No, Professor, can you say hi?
This is the charger. This is the power charger.
Oh, I need the
هذا الجاك نجربوا الجاك من هناك.
I need the control. This can be.
You don't have a jack?
No, it's
Yes,
too
this-
small.
Too small? It does actually. هذه
Hello, can you hear us?
Sorry, can you?
ماشي. Excuse me.
Okay. Can you ask
Mine
him to
was
say
working.
something?
Ask him to say something, please.
Majid, can you say hi to me? Sorry. Can you hear us remotely? Say hello to everyone.
No, this is the laptop, maybe. Do test speaker.
This is working. This is working. Hello? Hello?
Please, can you give me?
Use this to actually. It doesn't sound.
ابتدي. زيد عندك الصوت تما.
Professor Sai, can you hear us?
Now he can talk.
I think you can now hear remote participants.
All right, yes. So that's the power of collaboration, right? Getting four heads together to get sure that we have sound. That is what we call digital transformation, right? All right. So thank you so much, everyone, for getting that sound sorted. And we have our first presenter from University of Botswana. That's Professor Said. That's going to be telling us about what the Upanzi network and the Upanzi node in the University of Botswana is going to be doing. Over to you, Professor Said. Oh, same. Yes, you can go ahead, Professor Said, if you can hear us. Yeah, he says the voices are off. Yeah, I think it's. You can't hear us. Yes. Yes, we can. All right, so Professor, go ahead. Yes, good morning. We can hear you. Just be a bit louder, but we can hear you. Yes.
Hello, Professor. We can hear you.
Thank you so much. I'm happy. I think you can hear me now. Good morning to everyone online as well as everyone present at Morocco. I'm Professor Sajid Sheikh. I'm an associate professor in the health department at the University of Botswana for the Department of Electrical Engineering. And with me present, I have Dr. Kumbirai, who is also part of this project present online. The project that we'll be doing as part of as being a family node, as part of the family network, will be to addressing agri-business challenges through Internet of Things systems research, skill building, and product development in Botswana. 75% of the population currently lives in the urban areas, but we have 25% that live in the rural areas, and 70 to 80% of this population in rural areas basically depend on farming for their living sustenance. And it's a very important sector, the agricultural sector in Botswana. What we did is we had interviews, we interviewed farmers, both successful farmers and those that are struggling, and then we determined what their problems were. And just to mention a few, when it comes to farm management, we realized that the farmers are some of the farms are very remote, and the owners live in the urban areas, and they have to travel with the feeds and other things that are required on the farm. Then also soil samples for testing soil nutrient levels. They have to be taken from the different areas of the farm, sent to a lab in Gaborone to then get the results from the lab, and which takes a lot of time. Animal cuts, especially for farmers that have high valued animals such as cattle or specific breeds, when they lost a few animals, it was a big loss. Animal health, if those animals are separated from the herd on time, farmers said that it reduced the spread of the virus and it would have been more controllable. And then one of the most important ones was on the water. A lot of farmers depended on borehole water, or then they used deodorant tanks and they transported waters from a central facility. And therefore, in this work, we plan to develop a system to address these needs. The activities we'll carry out will be a workshop and competition, which will be for the youth, and the youth will be trained skillful girls in this area, and then we'll have publicity material as well as a competition conducted. Then the researchers, which will include the research team as well as others that will come together to come up with a prototype that suits the local context, especially those that can be used both by those in the rural areas. So in that case, we will have functionalities that can support the local language, something that's easy to use, as well as in addition to IoT, the system should be able to support other technologies, especially when it comes to cybersecurity considerations will be taken in place and others. And then finally, we plan to publish a paper. Now, the novelty to this project is that we are building a system with three domains. We have the end devices, the gateway devices, and then everything at the application layer. We go to the cloud, we're able to see it on the phone. So we have specialized end nodes for different applications, one gateway device, and obviously the components, the communication is all will be chosen
at the Upanzi network are not only focusing on particular issues, we want them to be really localized at the African level. And that is why they are focusing on something that is really at the heart of Botswana, agriculture. Without wasting more time, I would want to move to the next presenter, still down south of the continent. We have Professor Leketi, who's joining us all the way from the University of Wits. And he's also going to be talking about something very interesting. When I was reading through some of his work, it was very interesting. Talking about VR and AR within linguistic learning was tricky. But yes, over to you, Professor Leketi. Are you there with us?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you so much. I'm trying to see how to share my slides. Just a second. Can anybody see my slide?
Yes, we can see your slide.
Okay, good morning, good afternoon to everyone, and thank you for the opportunity. My name is Leketi Matalela. I'm professor at the University of the Witwatersrand in Johannesburg, in the School of Education, and product investigator. I have a colleague of mine who's in a different school in the same university, Dr. Olurandu, who's also in the session with us today. So our project at Brest University seeks to promote non-single educational literacies through the use of low-resource languages within an immersive technology-mediated environment. So it's two laboratories that we have at the university that come together for this. So our real objective of the project, what we need to do, we're trying to develop a digital multimodal platform to support what we call translanguaging and identity affirmation in South Africa. But we believe this is an Africa-wide issue. In the 20th century, everything else was separated from everything else. And in this century, everything else is connected to everything else. What doesn't happen with the languages is that the gap between West Germanic languages, in this case English, and languages of Spanish origin, South African indigenous languages, and many others on the continent, they are far apart, both in terms of digital resources available, affordances, but also in terms of simply bringing them together. And what we know as what we call the African cultural competence is people's ability to use more than one language at the same time to make meaning. And we believe this is the epistemic pathway of coming to know. Our curricula, how we teach many African children, is that our curriculum is premised on using one language, in other words, privileging a monolingual child instead of disability. How do we do this? This is work that we've been doing, but how then do we bring technology to enable this? Because many governments have been into and what we call multilingual education broadly. And translanguaging in this particular case simply means simultaneous use of more than one language in the same lesson. Okay? And we believe that technology brings that to path. In this connection, because we say it's a cultural competence of our students and everybody, many people in the continent, it's about identity affirmation, that sense of confidence that we see bringing technology to that. So what we are focusing on is the use of technology, VR and digital games for education. We create a lot of emphasis on indigenous African languages, and we're using what we call Ubuntu Trans-Language Module. Okay? And then the impact of this, of course, is students and educators. Education has got a multiplier effect. And one thing that I needed to add at this stage is that the Hub for Multilingual Education, the Hub for Multilingual Education and Literacies, what we call NUMEL, is sitting at the center of seismic shift in the South African education system. The first country in the world today, it has declared that translanguage is a national strategy, which means from 2025 going forward, every child in South African school would be afforded the opportunity to learn through more than one language at the same time, in the same lesson, basically. And that brings the need, therefore, to enable that through digital technologies. We have been championing at the Hub, and we are at the center of implementation. So what we develop out of here would definitely have huge scaling up into also universities in South Africa are working with what is called multilingual pedagogies. Again, bringing African languages to become languages of research, languages of learning and teaching. But in the interim, it is in through translanguage as a strategy where you have English used alongside an African language. Again, the Hub is has got the leverage of running training to other universities in South Africa. In fact, we are considered thought leaders in this space. So the games, artificial intelligence, culture is a renowned lab at the University of the Witwatersrand, and our collaboration in this space we believe will give us the right kind of impact. So here's a quick overview. I'm not going to go through the nitty-gritties. We are ready to start in the phases are as follows. Needs assessment, we do digital platform development, we do pilot implementation, we collect data, analyze, evaluate, and then report. There will be applications as well from this. But after all, we have a platform that is ready, that can be leveraged, used, scaled up as necessary. Here's just a quick overview of our January activities. We really want to start with meetings and preparing the stakeholders. And then only in February, after our ethics have been approved, we'll run the first phase where we do needs assessments. And then phase 2 will happen in March, where we start the platform to develop the platform itself. And then in April, we continue to do preliminary testing. We noticed also that the VR, our idea of VR, is quite a more expensive enterprise. And we might shift to using more web-based approaches unless we get additional support in other ways. May looks better testing, and June pilot preparation. In July, we do the implementation. In August, we collect data. This is showing for September, when the initial data analysis happens. And then we continue with analysis and data collection in October, and we are at the end of the project in November and December. Thank you so much for listening, and we are glad, myself and Dr. Olu, to be part of to lead the team.
All right, thank you so much, Professor Leketi and Dr. Olu for being on the call with us today. And yes, those are the first inaugural 3 nodes we have within the Opanzi network. But like Hassan mentioned, it's just the start. We expect more nodes to be coming up. We want to be literally the map of Africa with all the different nodes across multiple universities.
You've had work from the digital ID space here in Morocco. You've had about the work in agriculture, IoT, sensors, and getting to digitize agriculture. I'm very proud of myself, so I'm very excited about that project. And also understanding how we can improve our linguistic interoperability. We all talked about, I think this morning, about how we don't take much of our local languages in the learning that we do, right? We're all here using English, but why can't we get the local languages in there? So we're really excited to see some of this work get digitized, get ready to be sent out to the world and used as well. Without further ado, I'll pass it over to Lena to take us to the next session, which I'm sure is the photo shoot.
Thank you, Dale, and online participants. So just before we go for the break, which will be about 20 minutes, when we come back, we'll have two presentations. One from Ismail Iraq Husseini, who's the head Citizen Relations Service from CNDP. And we'll have Hanan El Bakali, hope I pronounced your names right, who's a full professor from the National School of Computer Science and System Analysis, Mohammed V University. Right after that, we'll have some questions from the audience. So attentively listen. And then we'll have the hackathon announcement and finally the posters. So over to you, Monica.
Your Excellency, the Dean and Professors, everyone in the room, good morning. Good morning. All right, so my name is Monica and I will be your guide through the photo session. We will just stream out of here to the back and we'll take about 5 photos. So the first photo will be Her Excellency and Dean Salah. And then the second photo will be Her Excellency, Dean Salah, and the Al-Hawain, I hope I pronounced that properly, AUI team. And then we'll have Our Excellency and Professor Hassan. And then the CMU Africa team will join. And then now all of us will join into the group photo. So those are 5 photos. Thank you so much. So let's file out.